Good morning, everyone. So, as mentioned, my name is CJ Gormley. I am on the board of directors for Gala here in San Luis Obispo and also a locally performing drag queen. So I would like to start off by wishing everyone a happy Pride Month and asking who here has been to San Luis Obispo Pride before? Okay, that's a good number. For everybody else, you've had 22 years, so this is your year. Every year in the month of June, cities all around the world celebrate Pride. Yet a lot of people don't know why June is the month in which we celebrate. In a wonderful coincidence, today marks the anniversary for that reason. On June 28, 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village in New York City. 1969 was a drastically different time when it comes to all the progress that we have been made up until now. It was illegal not only for homosexuals to congregate in public, it was illegal for them to be in relationships, not even discussing marriage, or wear clothes of the opposite gender. The police went so far as to arrest anyone who was wearing less than 3 items of clothing deemed appropriate for your gender. In the early hours of that New York morning, police raided the Stonewall Inn, which sparked a riot among not only bar patrons, but also neighborhood residents, as police roughly hauled employees and patrons out of the bar, leading to 6 days of protests, and served as a catalyst for the gay rights movement in not only the United States, but around the world. This was such a pivotal moment in the history of the LGBTQ+ population and had so many important influential participants, but a lesser known fact is that a number of the people who spearheaded these riots and the movement that followed were in fact drag queens. At the time, it was standard procedure for the police to lead women in the club to the bathroom to verify their sex and promptly arrest any cross-dressers among the crowd. I'm gonna be doing this a lot today. Marsha P. Johnson, a drag queen celebrating her 25th birthday the night of the riots, was one of the first to resist the police that night. Too many times across New York City had establishments where the LGBT community congregated been raided under false pretenses where the gay patrons suffered persecution and abuse, and drag queens had fought to even get to the point of being allowed in gay bars. Because at one point in time, establishments like the Stonewall Inn were for gay men only. And even though drag queens were gay men, both women and drag queens were not allowed. So you can imagine when the tensions began to rise on that early morning, June 28, 1969, that Marsha P. Johnson had had enough and decided to make it known. I'm aware that a lot of people do not know about this point in our community's history or how pivotal it was. While I was attending Cal Poly, I was able to take a course about the AIDS epidemic in theater and film, with a large portion of the class revolving around the gay rights movement. As a massive fan of the art of drag, I was very excited to hear about the role that it played in that movement. We grew up seeing drag in classic movies such as Rocky Horror Picture Show and The Birdcage, but not always being portrayed as the true art form that it is or showcasing the brave people that stand behind it. I'm lucky enough to be a part of a small group of drag performers and artists of all genders that has been up and coming locally, largely thanks to a group known as SLO Queerdos that has been putting these shows on for almost 2 years. I have lived in San Luis Obispo on and off for the past 8 years, and in that time I've never seen such a constant source of LGBTQ+ engagement. I know there has been a presence in the past before I was here, but we currently live in a time in San Luis Obispo where there are no LGBT+ safe zones. No gay bars, nothing compared to what you would find in Los Angeles or San Francisco, and that can cause people in our community to feel lost and alone. Being a part of the Gala Board of Directors and in conjunction with other groups in the county, we're all working on crafting more events geared toward our community, where people from all over can come and meet new people and feel there truly is a community here. And because of that, 22 years later, we're still able to happily celebrate Pride here on the Central Coast. Every year, some of the major events include a drag show on Friday night with internationally known drag queens, including some from RuPaul's Drag Race, parties and celebrations at local businesses on Saturday night, and all culminating with Pride in the Plaza on Sunday, which is a family-friendly event for everyone in San Luis Obispo County and beyond to come and show their support and celebrate all the progress that's been made over the almost past 50 years. A good portion of our Pride celebrations are centered around drag, and I think some people wonder why. Drag queens have been there since the forefront, and it's important to continually celebrate that as well. I started getting involved in drag when I lived in Las Vegas. After moving back here, I wanted to keep that going, and so came to be my drag persona, Rosé Aldé, with which I was able to host last year's Pride in the Plaza, as well as an event that was spearheaded by myself, my boyfriend, and a couple friends, known as the Central Coast Pride Pageant. It's a contest for drag queens, drag kings, and any others who wish to participate and show the community their talents and who they are as an artist and a performer. I hosted this event again this last year, our second annual. And right as the night was coming to a close and we were about to crown the winner, I looked back at all the performers and I said, I just want to let you know how proud I am of all of you. And to be a part of this family with you. Every time you dress in drag, you're making a statement, you're challenging the norm, and with people like you, who knows sometime in the near future there may not be a norm anymore. And it's people like that in our community that bring about change, because change will never come if you sit and expect it to happen on its own. Happy Pride, everyone. Thank you, guys.